Right, I've come upstairs. I don't know whether this helps any. The weird thing is, every time I'm downstairs, it goes off. Every time. But it's so weird. I don't know why it does it. For example, up here, I'm well further away from the router. I'm like 10 more meters away from the router. Yet it seems to be okay, touch wood, up here. The funny thing was, at the start of the stream, I said, touch wood, it seems to be okay. And then end up, after 30 minutes, it's not okay. But anyway, I don't know whether it's me. I think, well, it must be me. It must be my connection or something. Yeah, it crashed. Did it crash then? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's annoying, eh? Yeah, I don't know. I've come upstairs. I'm going to chat to you for another 5 minutes or so, because I was getting to the end of my point anyway. But, yeah, I don't know. Thing is, my internet is really good, like, really, really good. I don't know whether it's the fact that I've got my computer on up here, and I have got a fair few tabs open. Don't want to close any of these tabs, though, because they've all got live streams on. Yeah, I have got, like, 4 tabs open on YouTube up here, so maybe that might be why, but I don't know. My internet's really good, though, so I don't get it. Right, so we've got Adam in the chat, Southwest Sellers, and Philippa. Right, so what I was saying was... What was I saying? About music, anyway, wasn't I? I've lost my point now. I've lost my trail of thought, but basically, as I was saying, music is a big motivator for me, but it's about choosing when you do it. In terms of other things that motivate me, I was talking about live streams and things like that when I've been sorting items and stuff like that. But that was it. Yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about was actually people being there while you're working. And I've had loads of different instances when my friends have been there when I'm working. Like, for example, they'll come around here, I'll go around there, I'll be out with someone, and I'll be listening, or I'll be working in some sort of way. And that is a major motivator, and I think people don't use that one enough. Now, the problem with that motivation technique is when you're out with people, out with your friends, or, you're around your friends, or they're around yours, you get distracted. And if you're listening, it might not be the best thing to do, because if you're distracted, you're chatting to them while you're listening, you're going to make a mistake while you're listening. I can guarantee it, you're going to make a mistake. I don't know whether, I think I did once or twice when I was around my friends. I did make a mistake. I managed to rectify it. I think I put the picture the wrong way round or something like that. I always do that. I always put the picture the wrong way round. At least once a week I'll be doing a listing, because I do quite a lot of listings a week. So at least once a week I'll do a listing and the picture I'll be the opposite way around. And sometimes I'll remember, but then sometimes it'll sell. Like, there's been a couple of times, I think 2 or 3 times that I can remember, but it's actually sold, and I've not realised that the photo is not rotated the right way around. So, listing while you're around friends, or listing when you're out with friends, it's a bit one like that. But if you're, around your own house and your friends come around here, then you can get some sorting done, or you can get some packing done, and it's kind of hard to get really distracted when you're sorting stuff. There's not much that can go really wrong when you're sorting stuff in terms of if you've got a Lego set and you're counting the pieces and then you're trying to talk at the same time, it's going to be a bit hard to actually remember what pieces you've counted and stuff. But if you're just sorting some video games or something like that, you're just checking the cases, checking condition, you can do that. Or maybe you're photographing items, you can do that while you're talking with someone. And why I'm sort of giving you this idea as a motivation technique is because this is a very lonely job. And if you can somehow buy a paid... Bloody hell, that's low. Right, yeah, so I forgot where my trail of thought was going now. So if you could actually incorporate your social time into your reselling time with some fluidness, instead of it having to be one or the other, or having to mean that if you're being social you get distracted from work. If you could actually incorporate the two together, then it means that you've got your social time and you've done your work, and it doesn't feel so lonely doing your work as well. So it's a big one, that is, and I really feel like I need to use that more often, but maybe not so much the listing side of it. So if I'm with friends, maybe just not do the listing, because that might, what am I trying to say? I might encounter problems further down the road. So yeah, maybe not the listing side of it, but certainly I could sort items if I'm in my own home and they've come around here, or I could picture items, things like that. And it means you're doing your work and you're feeling good because you're doing your work, but you've got that you've got like a body in the room. Is that the right word? When people say they put the TV on for company, it's like a body in the room, and I think that is so, in some respects, and sometimes it's so crucial, and it's so lovely to have that, especially if you're demotivated. The reason I'm talking about this actually is because my friend Ryan came around last night, and I was really not good yesterday in terms of anxiety-wise, in terms of business-wise, like I was in a slump business-wise, and he came round, well actually I saw him out the window, and he came round, I shouted him across and he came round, and we had a bit of a chat and stuff, and then I thought, right, I'll go into your room, and while we're having a chat I'll do some sorting, and I managed to get another few items photographed, and then after he had gone, I listed them. So that sort of, because I had that little bit of a chat with him, and I was just leisurely photographing items and things like that. After that as well, it had a knock-on effect, and it motivated me to list. So, I mean, there can't be any direct correlation between after he went, I was still motivated to list, but I feel like it was because of that. So, it can be a major motivator, just that little bit of time. And even if you do it separate to your reselling, so say you're just having a little bit of social time separate to your reselling, it can be a major motivator in terms of when you get back into work, because you've had that social time and then you're thinking, yes, I'm ready to go now, I'm ready to list, and I'm going to get some good work done. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I wanted to talk about the way I become motivated, and the way I've sort of, I suppose, sort of curved it around myself over the past 2 years. Like, I started off doing more conventional motivation techniques and things like that, but now I've sort of changed. Well, I suppose music and stuff is still conventional, but I've sort of changed it to adapt myself and what I know is going to motivate me, and more importantly, at the specific times I need it most. And that's the biggest thing, really, to note. Use it at the specific times you need it the most, and that'll give you the real boost of motivation. Philip has said something in the chat there. Not sure chat is working, not seeing any comments. I know I haven't seen any comments. Monkey says, you going Chaz's today, still trying to butter up the staff. I'll probably go there. I mean, the staff know me very well at my local one. I don't need to butter anyone up or anything like that. They're very welcoming to me, and been really nice with me. So yeah, I mean, I don't really do the whole buttering up. You just go down there and you get what's there, out on the storefront. So as I say, the Syrian one will be open today. So that, will it be open? Yeah, it should be open. Friday morning it should be open. And they know me quite well down there, so I can go down there and get some stuff. But I will be going down, but also I wanted to say on Sunday I'll go to a car boot as well, because next week I've not got an auction, but I've got 2 auctions the following week. Well, actually I have got an auction this week, but I'm not going to go to collect till next week. So not this week, I mean like next week as in next week, not this week as in like the last couple of days of this week. So I have got an auction next week, but I'm not going to collect that the stuff from that auction until the following week, and then that following week I've got another auction, so I'll have like a bumper load of stock that week. But as I say, next week I'm not actually going to collect from the auction that I'm actually doing, so I need some stuff, so I'm going to a car boot on Sunday to get a bit of stuff, and then charity shops will see me through the rest of the week, hopefully, depending on how much you get from the car boot. I've got still quite a bit of stuff in that room as well, so I've got that to fall back on, and I've got the Doctor Who figures for the next day or two, so that's okay. But then by the following week it'll be really good, because auctions are great. Spent 400 at an auction on Wednesday. Yeah, I spent quite a lot of money the last time. Not quite as much as that, but I did spend a fair bit of money at the auction about a week ago when I showed you that haul. But not quite as much as that. But you know, it was a fair bit of money. It was more than I would spend at the car boot. So, but I'm hoping that I can spend a lot of money at these two. I'm hoping to do about 400 at one, and then about 300 at the other, so about 700 quid worth of stuff. Really get loads of stuff coming in, and stuff, not necessarily like, I say like, funny thing is, before I go to an auction, or before I go to a car boot or anything like that, I'll say, oh yeah, I'm going to get loads of stuff, I want loads of stuff, but, I keep saying that, because it's like this security. When you're full-time, you want to get a lot of stuff to feel secure that you've got a lot to deal with and you've got a lot to do. But, really, wouldn't it be just better for me to get maybe a couple of job lots from the auction? So I've got a few bread and butter items, and then the other stuff that in the job lots that isn't very good, I'll, job lot on eBay, I'll send back to the auctions, I'll send to the charity shops, or whatever I'm going to do with it. And then the rest of the money to go on maybe 10 items that maybe I'm paying 30 quid, £40 a piece for, something like that. And I'm going to turn that into 100, 120, 150. So that might be more realistic, well, not more realistic, but more beneficial for me, but I still have this stigma attached to the fact that I need to get large volumes of stock rather than just one item. Like even if I got an item that I got it for 50 quid and it was going to make me 500 quid, right? That's a really good profit margin. You're probably not going to get that. To get a £500 item, you're probably going to have to pay 150, something like that, maybe even a bit more. But say I got £500 item for 50 quid. It wouldn't satisfy me. I mean, it would satisfy me, obviously. I'd be on a high, but what I'm meaning is the fact that once that item is listed, I'm thinking, oh crap, I've got to let loads more stock now, because to me, that item is still only one item. Yes, it's a high value item, but it's only one item, and I need more items to replenish my store. So, that's the philosophy I have in it, and it might be a bad one. Honestly, it might be a bad one. It might be wrong to think I need all these items, and really, I should just be thinking, well, I'll get 5 really high value items, maybe twice a week or once a week, and that'll be that. But I feel like I still need this security of getting all these lower value items to, and I feel like I've got a lot more to do. And I feel like I've got a lot to list, and I feel like I'm growing my store and all that sort of stuff. But whether that's the right headspace to be in, I don't know. I don't know whether anyone really knows. It's like just what you choose to do. Do you choose to have an inventory, very low inventory, but with really, really high value items? Or do you choose to have, just keep ploughing on and growing your inventory, and having, a load of low value items and feeling like you're doing a lot because you've got a lot of stuff. But then again, someone who has a lot less stuff could be making a lot more money based on the fact that they're doing higher value items, and their obviously the packing time may be reduced. I mean, on average, it might be the same as someone, say someone's got to pack 20 lower value items, but they're smaller, compared with someone who's got to pack maybe 3 higher value, or 1, 2 or 3 higher value items that were big bulky items. then packing time's going to work out similar anyway. But what's your pet hate as a reseller? As a reseller, car boot resellers. What's your pet hate as a reseller, car boot resellers? I don't know. Like my pet hate as a reseller, like my one big hate. I don't know. You know, I have a lot of little hates. Like we all have them in terms of when we go to a boot sale and we see, and I've seen it before. I've seen it a couple of times before. You see an eBay printed off, like, listing page, and they've wrote on it, this sells for this on eBay, look down here, and then it's a picture of a sold listing. It might not even be a sold listing, but it might just be an active listing, it might be an auction, it might be an auction that ended with no bids, or it might be a buy it now listing that was just completed and didn't actually sell, or it might be a buy it now auction listing that did sell. But no matter what it is, it annoys me because they say, look, this item sold for £50 or £100. I'm asking the really nice sum at the boot sale of £25 or £50, like half of eBay price, or even maybe more than that. Now, I don't care if I can make like a bit of profit on that, at £50, maybe it's £50 or £60, and it's gone on eBay for £100, something like that. I could make a little bit of profit on that, but I'm not going to touch that item because and this is a stigma again that I should get out of. It's not a good habit necessarily, but I won't go near that store now because I think why do that? Why annoy me like that? You're in a field. You're in a field at 6 a.m. You're not going to get 50 or 60 quid for an item. If you want to whack it on eBay, whack it on eBay. Do the work, but don't print off this spreadsheet and think you can charge a ridiculous price. It just annoys me. And if it was like £100 item and they said, look, I know I'm not on eBay, they wrote on the thing like, this sells for £100 on eBay, I know I am at a car boot and I'm not on eBay, so I'm actually going to be selling it for £20 or £30. And I'd probably still pick it up for that. I might do. And I might be a bit like less less annoyed because of it, because I might be thinking, well, you know what? They've realised the fact that a car boot, they know what it's worth on eBay, and they've told me that, they've showed me that, but to be honest, they're giving me a good price still. So, I might be inclined to actually buy that off them and not be annoyed with them. But certainly if it's like over half of the eBay price, I'll be a bit annoyed. Just in the sense that because you're in a field at 6 a.m. and you've printed that off and you've took the time to do all that, but you're not taking the time to sell it on eBay. Yeah, that just annoys me a little bit. But again, I wouldn't say it's something that you just see at a boot sale. You get a little bit annoyed, you like roll your eyes a little bit, and then you move on. So it's a bit of a hate, but it's something that I can deal with. The other thing is just like mega high prices at boot sales, but again, you just walk on now. If it wasn't with eBay, people are paying for my time, my feedback, returns policy, and everything else. Certainly not paying eBay prices at 6 a.m. I know. In a field with no cover on the item. I know, with no cover, exactly. If it wasn't for resellers, they wouldn't sell half the crap they can. I know, exactly. I mean, could you imagine if all resellers, just had like a meeting, well, not all resellers, but all the resellers who go to a car boot, this one car boot, had a meeting and said, look, we're not going to go anymore. We're not going to go, say the prices just got ridiculous. Say it came to that point, prices were getting ridiculous, and all these resellers had a meeting, we're not going to go anymore. Can you imagine what that would do for that one car boot? All those dealers that spend that money each week, they're spending 100, 200, 300, even like the big time guys there, most probably are spending more than 300 quid a week. You might not see it, but I'm pretty certain that some guys go to a car boot with more than 300 and probably spend more than 300. I don't, but certainly I think there are people out there who do that. if they all pulled out all that money, all those resellers, probably a fair few grand worth of money not being invested in stock. Can you imagine, like, how much would be left at the end of the day? Yes, okay, you've got the public, general public going round and stuff like that, but I do feel like a lot of it is resellers. A lot, like, I mean, I've been at a car boot from start to end, and I know that once the dealers have come round and cherry picked it, you get general public coming in, and depending on how big the boot sale is, I mean, if it's a massive boot sale and and there's a lot of general public there, then fair enough, the general public could probably clear a lot of the cars out as well. But if it was a fairly small boot sale, like the one I'm thinking of now, which is a place called Blakemere, what happens at Blakemere, this specific one, is you go around, you see it, because I've done a car boot there, I've sold at this car boot, and all the dealers go around, and I was a part of it going around, because me and my mum were doing the car boot, and we go around, and then the dealers clear out the good stuff, and then all it was really was a trickle of general public. And a lot of other boot sales, it's like a mass. There's a mass of general public. But this one in particular, it was just like a trickle of general public. Maybe a few people going down each aisle. The aisles aren't that big. Maybe 10, 20 people maximum going down each aisle at one time. Maybe a few more, but not many more. Not like Chelford. Chelford is like, oh my god, about 50 or 100 people or more going, going down the aisle, and it's just jam-packed. But Blakemere, it's like that. And then the general public, we buy a few odds and ends, obviously. But it seems to be the resellers that really do, spend a lot of money. Because most of the general public is just going to take 20, 30 quid in the wallet, most probably, maybe 50 quid. And just go round, yeah, I'll have that for a fiver. Yeah, I need that for my kitchen. Or I'll have those tools or whatever, using my garden shed, my man shed, or a man cave, or whatever it is. So, if all those resellers did pull out, it would be, the amount of turnover that all the sellers made would be considerably down, I believe. Because, some of these resellers spend a lot of money at each stall, like, maybe £50, £100 at one stall. Could you imagine that gone out of that seller's, turnover for that day at that car boot? That'd be massive for them. Right, anyway, we're just going to go through the chat. What's the most you've ever spent on a single job lot bundle? A single job lot? I don't know, like either £500 or £600, believe it or not. So, quite a lot of money. Either 500, 600, maybe just over 600 quid. There's a couple I'm thinking of. Obviously, I don't want to give price on that. Price on those bundles specifically, because I've agreed with certain people that I wouldn't. But certainly some job lots I've had that were really, really, really high value, and then others which were lower value. But oh my gosh, there's been some job lots I've had. Some video game job lots, but some job lots from people. Some of the job lots I've had that are fairly high value that I show you. Not the video game job lot I just had. I mean the video game job lots that I had like a while back, the first ones I ever had. I don't generally talk too much. I did talk about price with those ones, but when I'm showing them in the future, or when I've showed them, in the future after that one that I showed, I don't generally talk about price too much, because they're like my suppliers, and I don't know whether they want me. They don't even know I'm on YouTube, and I don't know whether they want me telling how much I paid for that on YouTube. I mean, I'll show it because it's now my stuff, but I don't really want to divulge price sometimes, because obviously I don't know whether they would like me to. But I've had quite a lot of large video game job lots that are a lot of money. One sec, let me go through it. Darren, how did it go trying to get that aerial off customer? So I don't know what's all that. Non-existent monkey. Monkey, are you Monkey now, not Monkey Jim something? I don't know what it was. Monkey Jim 999 or something. I don't know. Red Rocket 321 Limited. I've never seen you in the chat, so that's nice. Good evening from Hong Kong. Wow, here we go. We're going international. Hong Kong here. Wow. Ads. I'm selling a Batman plug and play game. I noticed that you are too. Checked your listing. It needs fixing. You're only shipping to Chile, apparently. What? Wait a minute, what? I'm the GSP. I'm not selling a Batman plug and play. I'm selling a, Am I selling a Batman plug and play? Oh, no, I am. I have got one of them listed. When you've got 900 and odd listings, you forget sometimes what you got listed. I have a Batman 1989 that I showed on camera, actually. 1989, like a gun thing, and that's what I was thinking you meant, but no, I have got a Batman plug and play, so I'll check that out. But I don't know whether that can go via the GSP, so I don't know why it's even going to Chile. I don't know. I'll have to have a look into that. Because if it's video game related, it wouldn't be going GSP via GSP. Yeah, do you find the more you are spending, the better profit you are making back? We have videos coming, and we've spent roughly £700 in some RA. Completely understand if you don't want to. Like, generally, I'll say this, I go off double my money. The higher value the job lot, for example, if I'm spending 500 quid, I want to make £1,000 minimum. That's my minimum. So 500 into £1,000. But if I'm buying a little video game job lot on eBay, right? Oh, low battery, I'll have to be quick. Say I'm buying a little video game job lot on eBay. 50 quid job lot, right? I go off, and here's what I go off, and I've always done this. I go off 3 times my money back turnover minimum. This is like absolute death. 3 times my money turnover minimum. So 150 quid I want back. Then I want, well, sorry. Oh no, I've got that wrong really. I want double my money net basically, but sometimes that can work out at 3 times my money turnover. But in that situation, it might not quite work out at 3 times my turnover. Like, say I've got 50 quid invested, 3 times my turnover would be 150. Would that get double my money net in terms of my turnover? Might do, it might not, because I've got my 40% Amazon fees. So in that case, say it's £50, and I might need to make 175 to get double my money net. So to get double my money net profit on that job lot, £50 into you know, £100 in terms of double my money net, I might need to make 175 in sales. Let's just say that. So that's how I go off it. I try and do a minimum of like triple my money, but if that doesn't quite get double net, I then re-establish where I need to be with the job lot. But also a big factor as well is how much is actually in the job lot and how much work I'm going to have to do. If it's a £50 job lot and I've got, I don't know, 100, let's just say for example, I'm not going to get this, but £50 job lot, 100 PS2 games, all fairly standard, and maybe a PS2 console or something like that, that is a hell of a lot of work for just double my money net, for 50 quid. I mean, I'm going to have to spend a good day or so on that, or maybe a bit more. So, I generally do, like, for example, I like to make, if I can do a job lot, right, if I can process 2 job lots in a day, I like to do it so that then I process them job lots, and those job lots are going to net me £100 minimum for that day. Because that's where I kind of like to value my time at. I'm not quite there yet in terms of my net profit isn't £100 a day. But that's where I want to be. I want to be at £100 a day. So if I can process, in theory, if I can process 2 job lots of £100 in that single day, then that makes me £100 net, but it doesn't actually, because you need to actually do more than that because of sell-through rate. You know, those things aren't going to sell straight away. So you actually need to do, if you set your wage at a certain level per day, you actually need to list probably double that to be able to get that wage. So that's why I'm not quite on £100 net yet, because I'm not processing quite enough to get to that level. when you do RA for FBA, are you happy to take smaller margins? Due to the ease? I generally, right, so I've gotten a little bit more slack with my margins on RA. I used to think I want a really good margin on RA, and if I don't get that margin, I'm not going to do it. Now I'm a bit more slack, so bought some Harry Potter well, I'm going to buy some Harry Potter poly bags very soon. And they're coming in, the lowest they want to go is £6 a poly bag. And they go on Amazon for about, I think it's £17.99, 18 quid, something like that, 17 quid, 18 quid. And basically, that's an okay margin for me, in terms of because of what they are. For a poly bag, it's enter one single quantity, scan it in, done. That is it. It takes a couple of minutes, literally a couple of minutes. So I will do that generally, and if it's £6 into the 18, if I was doing that on eBay, I wouldn't do that on eBay. It's a bit of a thin margin for eBay, really, but because it's so quick and it's RA and it's just quick scanning, in a box, gone, I'm happy to take just what, the £5 profit, £6 profit, double my money maybe on them. But that's what I'll try. I might go to £7 a poly bag, but it's getting a bit too thin for me. But certainly, when I'm doing RA, I will give a little bit more slack to the margins, as long as they sell. And they sell fairly well and fairly consistently. If they don't sell fairly consistently, I'll have to be on a wider margin, a larger margin, to be able to purchase them, because they're going to be slower selling. But yeah, I don't do much RA. I don't particularly like doing it. I feel like I'm not good at it. Question: do you have a granny trolley? I do. I do have a granny trolley. Do you want to see it? I'll try and bring it in. One sec. There it is. Don't know whether you can see that quite well, but there it is. It's there. Granny trolley. Quite a big one. Now I've got one with 4 legs because I thought that would be easier for me, for me to push, because I've not got very good balance, and with this hand and stuff, I didn't know whether ones with 2 wheels would be very good for me. Problem is, this one goes off course a little bit. If you've not got it like packed full of stuff, if there's no weight in it, the wheels seem to go off course. Whereas if there's a lot of weight in it, the wheels stay straight. I don't know how that works physics wise, but yeah. I do have a granny trolley. I got it a few months ago now. I've not even showed it on video, I don't think. Maybe I have, I don't know. But got it a few months back now. Yeah, pretty cool. Use the percentage age of sales and the last 30-day moving average as a guide to progress. Daily, weekly, it's a 2. What was set up here? Yeah, that sounds about right to make the job lots worthwhile. We are just waiting for more stuff to sell through. Estimated returns is 2,500 to 3,000. Wow. Wow. What, on £700 for RA? God, that's decent. Like, for me, it's got, if you're investing £500, it's got to be a grand minimum, because then you've got to, in terms of, I wanted more than that, really. Well, I got more than that on a few of the job lots. I had a job lot that I got for just under £500, and I did about 1,400 on it, so about 450 into 1,400, and that was okay, considering that after my fees and everything, you're probably going to get knocked down to what? A postage and fees and stuff like that, you're probably going to, depending on how much in the job lot, you're going to get knocked down to about 1,1, something like that, maybe a bit more. I'm only going off estimates here, because that's all I did with the job lot, I just estimated. And well, I estimated beforehand, and then what I did was calculated it all up while I was listing the stuff, and every time I listed something new from the job lot, I'd just do a running total of how much sales I've got. But that was a while ago now, so I'm just estimating for you now. But I got 1,400 in sales, minus all your postage and fees and stuff. It's got to be like 1,1, something like that. And then maybe your hidden costs and things like that, cost of a job lot. You probably over double your money. I was probably over double my money, so I'm happy with that. But what you've got to think is time. Like, if you value your time at 100 quid a day, you want £100 net a day, then you've got to get through that job lot in terms of, say there's £500 worth of profit there. Let's just say £500 worth of profit. You've got to get through that job lot really in 3 to 5 days, because you want to actually exceed that £100 a day, because, as I say, of sell-through rates and stuff like that. But if you can't do that with the volume of stuff that's in that job lot, you're eating away at that profit in one respect. You're not eating away at the profit. The profit's always going to be there, but your time is slowly minimalising what that profit really means to you, because you're just putting too much time into it. You're putting more and more time into it, and it's for the same amount of profit. That's what I'm sort of saying. You're putting all this time into it, but you're still only getting that same amount of profit. So you really need to think about time. I think once a week is good if you're not at the same level as some of the bigger resellers. Do you have enough content for more? What do you mean? Oh, here we go. Question. As you know, we are just getting back to YouTube. How often do you think we should upload? I feel like once a week allows the video to get the views we are wanting. Right. So there's a few ways to do YouTube, right? There are people out there who only do a video every month, but they put like a lot of effort into doing that one video, and all their subscribers are hungry, like are really, really hungry for that one video, because they know it's only once a month. Might be a 30-minute video. It's probably going to be a longer video. It's probably going to be 30 minutes to an hour, that video. But it's, it's really well edited, really well done, maybe in vlogging style or something like that, I don't know. But what happens is, if you can get known for your style of only doing one quality video every month, like one really good video every month, then people really get hungry for it, and they subscribe to you, and they will really get hungry and want that content there, and want that want that one video a month, and they'll be really, what's the word, like really I don't know the word, like really, waiting, really not apprehensive. I forgot the word. Just really wanting that video, and they're waiting for it, craving it. They'll be really craving it. And then once that video comes out, as long as you center your channel around that and let all your subscribers know this is what we're doing this one video a month, it's going to be quality, and basically center your channel around that fact, then you'll get more popularity, word of mouth, things like that. People will come over to your channel, and then when that video hits, when that one video gets uploaded every month, you'll have a lot of people really wanting it, because they've waited for so long for that one video, and they'll be like, yes, jumping on it. The downside to that, as you're probably going to be aware, because there's a downside to all different ways of creating content, is that people can get bored. Now, some people, like myself, I like the fact that maybe some people only do a video once every 2 weeks, and I watch a few people who only do a video once every 2 weeks, because you get hungry for it, and I do get hungry. I want that content. I'm getting more excited about it. But certain people don't have the attention span like that anymore. And a lot of people may end up actually just unsubscribing. And just, so there's a negative side to it, and there's positive. People may get bored of waiting. They may get annoyed with you. They may say, quick, we want more videos, we want a video every day, all that sort of stuff. But here's the other way of doing it very quickly, because I'm now on 10% battery. Oh no, I've got me little thing here. One sec. So. Oh, here's the TARDIS and stuff as well. So. One sec. Whoa. Yeah. I know I just destroyed that for you, didn't I, Philippa, yesterday? Yeah, same place, same time, every week, 1:30 Thursday. Where is it? He's not here. I do like to mess things up sometimes, though. Or shake things up. But, what was I going to say? So, some people, as Philippa rightly says there, like a video, maybe once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, once a day, whatever it be, at the same time, same place, same channel, every week. May have special guests on, they may have different things happening in the video, but it comes out at the same time, every week, every day, every other day, whatever it is. For you guys, I think personally, you've spot on with what you've said. Once a week, I feel is perfect for you guys. For me, and this is why I've gone to the live streaming, and I apologise about that because it's really crap and I need to sort something better out. Because my video quality, and I'm sure you'll have noticed this, but my video quality recently, it was like here, it was like going up, it was like, yeah, I'm doing well, I've got my new camera, I've done quality videos, even like before I got my camera, I was doing quality videos, I was top notch, I was doing informative videos, things like that. But then, over the past few weeks, and it's funny enough, since I've been doing these live streams, it's gone like that. The video quality, it's just gone like that. And I really want to get back to doing quality videos. The problem at the moment I'm finding is, because my business over the past few months have really, really grown, is I'm working a lot more on my business. And going live is so easy. Just go live, have half an hour, have an hour, done. That's your video done. You can do 2 of them a week, that's fine. You cut out all the time of editing. I mean, editing for some of my, older videos that were really good quality would honestly, I'd be in the evenings, I'd take an hour, 2 hours, maybe even something like 3 hours if it was a really quality video and a longer video to edit it. So that's all gone. That's gone. So it's so easy to come live, but the problem with me coming live at the moment is that I really feel sad for you guys because I'm not providing you with the top-notch quality content I was. But at the same time, I just don't have time to come on, maybe do a really good in-depth video 2, 3, 4 times a week like I used to do, and maybe do a sales update and edit it all and do this and do that. I just feel like I don't have the time at the moment, especially with ramping up my sourcing and getting a lot more stock in the door as well. So it's such a shame, and one day, very soon, I'm going to really try to get back to better quality videos, and it'd be fairly okay if this live streaming wouldn't be so, temperamental, but it is, so, I don't know. Will ads win the auction lot? Tune in next week at the same time. Time on the same ads channel. What? What was that? Will ads win the auction lot? Tune in next week at the same time. Ads time. On the same ads channel. Batman-esque. Take that trolley and try and get it on the bus. Act all old and we might let you on for free. It's bad enough we had a bank holiday this week, then you don't do your video. I'm like, what day is it? What planet am I on? Yeah. I honestly really wanted to do the video, but at the same time I thought I'm not in the right place, with terms of a mental health disorder or mental health illness. I just wasn't good yesterday. And that's what I do want to actually do a video. I feel like I talk about my mental health and my anxiety on this channel too much, and I feel like sometimes I'm pushing it down people's throats, and I don't want to feel like that. And that's a part of my mental health issue, because anyone who didn't have that wouldn't feel like that, wouldn't feel like they're pushing things on anyone, or wouldn't have that. So, is it me or is this really laggy? Oh God, is it going again? One sec, I'll just stay still for a second. See if it goes any better. Can anyone tell me if it's any really laggy? No problems here, okay. Well, that's one person who's, it's alright. Imagine if someone thought of you thought you was 80, then you said to them, really, I'm only 20. Yeah, put all the makeup on and put all, do like a little face mask and everything, all wrinkles, that'd be funny. No lag, it's fine here, it might be me. Oh, right, okay, that's okay then. So, as I was saying, I feel like I push it. I feel like I talk about it a lot and I talk about it too much sometimes, and I feel like I'm sort of pushing it in terms of like, talking about it. But it's only me who basically feels like that because of my mental disorder. And I really want to do a video actually, not explaining what it is because I've done a video about that, but actually explaining how different it is to run a business with a mental health issue than without, because it's, in one respect it's the same, but in another respect, like one day can be amazing and then another, do you not think it may be therapy to let it out? Maybe I did think that yesterday actually. I thought, maybe talking about it a lot on the videos does help me, but you guys aren't the people who I need to be venting to. You guys are here for my reselling content, and that should be that. And that's why maybe I feel like I talk about it quite a lot, and I shouldn't, because you guys are here on my channel for a different reason. But then again, I suppose you're here in some respect for my personality and for me and to watch me. But I don't know. In some respects, as I say, like running a business with a mental disorder is exactly the same. But there's other things that come into play. Like, for example, I can't drive as far as certain people without getting panicky. I can't go on the phone for very long. I can only go on the phone for 10 minutes or so, and then I'm starting to get anxious. Some days I just don't have motivation. I feel not depressed, but I feel very down and low. But that's similar to other people. There's times where I'm physically drained because of having anxiety. There's times where I literally feel like I can't get anything done because, again, of my illness or my disorder. And it's very, very... I wanted to explain to people how, in one respect, it's hard, but in another respect, it's just different to run a business with having a mental health issue. And it's like... it's hard to explain. It's like you have to push a lot harder every day to get where you want to be, because I feel like if I didn't have this, I would be a lot more proficient at it. But in the same respect, I feel if I didn't have this, I wouldn't be more proficient at it. I don't know. We love you, ads. You are not alone with the mental health stuff. I've had issues with it for years. Sometimes it's been bad, others it's great. As it stands, I'm just recording on my iPhone, then I edit it onto iMovie. Now, I don't do any of that. I bought an actual, like an editing software. Quite good, really. It's not very good for speeding things up, but it's good for other things. Like, for example, it's not very good. All the speeding up on my videos you see is done through Movie Maker, because on this Filmora, Wondershare Filmora I have, it's not very good. But the speeding up side of it. But everything else on there is great. There's actually things I wanted to mess around with just for a laugh. Like, you can change your entire body, like, into green. So that then, like, I could make it so that it looks like I'm being sick, or that I'm, feeling bad and stuff like that. It's funny. It's just funny, some of the stuff you can do, some of the effects. But I've not even played around with. But absolutely great. Problem is, it's a bit it's a bit slow when you've got a lot of videos on there, a lot of video segments on there. It gets a bit slow, and you know, it does take time to edit these things. So yeah, I think for your situation, do one a week. Do a haul video. Know what you can do. Do a haul video one week. Sales update the next week. Try it. See if you can do it. See if that's not too much for you, or whether if it is too much for you, don't do it one week. I try and hold myself to Thursday talks because it's like my break in one respect from work. And I've sort of got into a routine of just doing it. And because I do it live now, it's just like you come on, boom, no editing, it's fine. But certainly, if you can do that one video a week, that would be really good. Because I want to watch your videos. Actually, have you done your stockroom aftermath video? Have you uploaded that yet? Because I wanted to watch that. Yeah, I want to watch your videos. I want to watch everyone's videos. I wish there's so many people who I wish would do like more videos a week. You know, I mean, the people I like watching Cora and Helen, and they do a video every day, and I just watch it for the personality. I don't watch it for re-signing anymore, because well, they don't do much re-sign anyway. But I just watch it for the personality, and I like the fact that they're doing a video every day because it means every day I can watch it. I've got something to watch. Whereas people who are doing the videos maybe less than that, I wait for them because I'm like that. I really like to wait for them and see what they've got to say and what's been happening in their world and stuff like that. But I'd love it if you do them more frequently because I feel like some of the guys I watch, or guys and girls I watch, I really like the personality. I like their attitude towards business and all that sort of stuff, and I just want to see more of it. So, and that's why there was quite a few stages actually when I did a video 5 days a week or 7 days a week, but I just couldn't keep it up. I mean, I tried doing a video a week, and I know Zahir tried this as well. Margaret seems to do it really well. Don't know how she does it, but I tried this and Zahir tried this as well. We did tried like a video a week. He tried it at a different time than me, but I tried to do a video a day for about, I think it was about 14 days. I think I missed about 2 days in that 14 days, and that's only doing it for 14 days, and I missed 2 days out of it. So yeah, it's hard to do a video a day, and if you think YouTube is easy and you think it's just, you can just come on, I mean, this sort of is quite easy, but certainly if you've got an edited video, it's not easy. Like even just doing a sales update with those things there, like with the screenshots there, that does take about half an hour to an hour of work, really, from screenshotting this shots on my phone to actually talking about it and doing the video to editing it and putting all the screenshots in position and making sure that I've got them in line with the talking and stuff like that. Cropping any little unnecessary bits out where I'm saying like all that sort of stuff. It takes a long time, so if you think that YouTube is easy, it's not. And so many people just like put thumbs down, or they'll give a nasty comment. It's like you don't even do YouTube. You don't do YouTube. You don't know how intensive it is. You don't know how persistent you have to be. And you know what I'm like. I've said I'll never quit YouTube because of some people hating my videos. Now, if one of you guys who are on the chat, and I've said this before, like for example, and I've had nightmares about this. If like for example Darren or C&H is in the chat, or Philippa, or Dave Weeks, or Retro Boot Disc, or anything like that, David McGregor, if they started thumbs down in me and started hating me, that would really affect me, because they're like people who I consider friends or consider long-term viewers of the channel, and I sort of know them in some respect from a Facebook group, or maybe I've chat to them personally and stuff like that. That would really, really affect me, and I would actually consider just pulling down my videos then and going, because they are like the people who I care about the opinion of. But if when it's just people you don't know, or just random people just thumbs down in you or giving you a negative comment, it's bad and it does affect you. But it's you know, it's easier to deal with because it's not like it's someone you really, really, really care about the opinion of. I remember my first ever negative feedback on eBay, that shook me up. And again, like my first ever negative comment on YouTube, it shakes you up. And it makes you, puts you really, really down. But now, I don't look at my feedback on eBay that much. I only look at it once every couple of months just to see, oh, am I okay? Am I good? And then I just go back into it. I'm like, yeah, right, I'm okay. I'm at a good percentage. Well, all right. I don't need to worry. But I don't like looking at it daily, because if I look at it daily and I get a negative or something, I'll be so distraught. I just like looking at it every few months just to see, right, I'm okay. We're all good. And luckily, every time I've looked at it, it's never been that bad. You know, I only ever get like 1 or 2 negatives a year now. Touch wood, which is good because I'm doing quite a lot of sales. So 1 or 2 negatives on a lot of sales is all right. But God, you know, that's what I do, because I just get that fear of like, if I look at it, I click thumbs up before the stream even starts. And loads of people do. I do that with other people. I do that with you a lot of the time, actually, Darren. Oh, Darren, yeah, when's your auction haul coming out? Is it out? Is it out? Because I want to watch it. Oh, I watched your charity shop haul. I don't know whether I put a thumbs up on that, actually. Hopefully I did. But I watched that and then I was like, right, I'll go into his channel because his auction haul's probably up now. And it wasn't. And I was like, oh, no, I want to watch that. Oh, I can't see that happening. You're such a lovely guy and I appreciate you taking the time to show us who you are and then all your knowledge. Oh, thank you very much, Philippa. Noah Pardy, son of Crazy Pickle Life. Check out his work ethic, and Ken Chapman's too. Yeah, Ken is going crazy at the moment. I have watched a couple of Crazy Pickle Life, but I've not really... oh, have you not filmed it yet? But I've not really watched much of his. I know like loads of people are raving about him. Like, I remember when he was... I remember, I think Lonnie mentioned him like ages ago and I went over to check out his channel. But since then, he's like blown up and he's got loads more subs. He's got, people are really loving him. And I mean, I've watched a couple of his videos, but I've not actually, you know, I've not actually watched many. Yeah, Kath, it is Friday. I have explained in the video, like maybe the previous one or this one, I don't know, why I didn't do Thursday Talks yesterday. I won't go into that now, you can just like watch it back. But yeah, I thought I'd come on now. Anyway, I best get going because I've been an hour and a half for Thursday Talks, or just over, about an hour and 40 minutes. So I best get gone now. We've got the Kaching Club next Wednesday. We've got, I'll have a car boot haul on Sunday. I want to do it live, but the problem is I don't know about how the stream's gonna go. Because this is the thing when I don't do a video live now. I get lonely because you guys, I'm so used to you guys popping in the chat while I'm recording the video, that when I record a video on my camera and you guys aren't popping up on the chat, I'm like, hang on, something's missing here. So, if I do a car boot haul and I record it, it's a bit less exciting. You know, I like to see your reaction straight away on camera. Well, not on camera, but, you know, straight away on the chat. So, yeah, I just, you know, I like doing it live. So, I'll try and do it live. But if I do it live, I might have to go back to my computer again. I just don't like doing it on my computer because it's all like the setup and I have to do my tags and all that. But then again, as I say, I want to get back to better quality content. And if I'm doing it on my phone here, there's a risk of it crashing again. Being great, need to get some listing done now, need some sales. Yeah, I've not had a bad couple of days. I've got my shop, I'll just quickly say this. I've got my shop on sale, because we're not quite at the hour there. Shop on sale for the next 6 days. My mum and dad are actually going away. And then after that, well, while my mum and dad are away, I am basically going to go through my store. I'm going to pull out a load of crap that's been sat there for ages, like I did in Jan. But I don't think I was harsh enough in Jan. I really don't. Because there's still stuff there that I think, oh, hang on a minute, that just wants going, really. Like auctioning off on eBay or I don't know, charity or whatever, or rebundling up or something. But I don't think I was that harsh in Jan. I did take a lot off, but there was actually even more that I needed to take off that I knew at the time I needed to take off, but I didn't. And then what I'm going to do is free up a lot of space, go down the auctions. Here's my plan. And you're going to think, wow, that's a change up, isn't it? Go down the auctions, focus on seeing if I can find like higher value items at the auction that I know are going to be quick sellers on auction, like on eBay auction. So, for example, the other week, about 2 months ago, I saw on the auction a sealed Dyson fan unit, right? And it went, I've told you this before, told you twice before now, it went for £85, my max bid was 80. I could have got, if I put that on auction, I'm convinced, because I looked and there was one sold on auction on a Sunday night for around this price. If I had put that on 7-day auction, 5-day auction, ending on the Sunday night, I could have got 200 quid for that, or maybe even a little bit more. I know what I remember. I can see it in my mind now. One of the auctions went for 220 quid plus postage, brand new and sealed on the Sunday night, and I was so annoyed that I missed out on it with a fiver. So that's going to be my philosophy. Get more items, more higher value items from the auction, that not necessarily like antiques. I will get antiques, but that'll be like in job lots and stuff. But more higher value items that are more generalist from the auction that I might pay up for, but I can flip them Sunday to Sunday. So it means that I'm getting a lot more revenue very, very quickly. And if I can start getting my eye in and getting my eye in with that and knowing what to pick up and stuff, then certainly I could make some serious. I could be well above my turnover level now, quite easily. Well, not quite easily, but it all takes work. But you know what I mean. Because I'll only actually be doing maybe 3 or 4 higher value items opposed to doing loads and loads of items, and that works out on my other philosophy of trying to. You need to be physically at the auctions to get the good deals. I did say to Ken yesterday, I'm either going to, because he told me again about commission bids, that they're not very good and stuff. And I've got purchases from commission bids, but I've had to pay up a little bit for them. So I am either going to the auction. The only trouble, again, I'm being honest with you here, the only trouble about going to the auction is I know, because it's so intense and it's so like you're bidding and stuff like that, I know that I'm gonna have to leave it after an hour, because I won't be able to have that intense atmosphere for longer than about an hour. There's no way. So what I might do, Ken suggested to me as well, is if you could buy online, some way you could actually buy online, then that would be good. So I might actually watch the auction live online, or if I can stomach it, I will go down to the auction. It's not that I don't want to go down to the auction. I'd love to go down there, but it's just I know that if I'm going to get really anxious, I don't want to put myself through that if I could have done it another way. So that's why I ended up doing the commission bids. But I didn't tell you about that because I've got a mental health disorder, so I didn't tell you about that because I was worried how you would react. But see what I mean? Terrible being in this mind. But because every little thing you're like thinking of how people are going to judge you, or how it's going to affect other people and not yourself. But yeah, so I'm going to either do online or I'm going to go down there. I've got one auction that I actually can't go to. I actually can't go to. So I actually can't get there. So I'll have to do that one online. But if I can do it online and I can sit through the entire auction and watch maybe certain items go for less and then maybe have a bid on them or things like that, it's better than commission bids at least. So I'm heading in the right direction even if I just do it online. Whereabouts is the auction ads? It's in Warrington, which is about 35-40 minutes for me next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday the 7th. If you go to auctions, you will get to know people talking stocks and things like that. It does. I like at the viewing, like I talked to the guys there who I knew, and it just stops it. and at the viewing it's okay because it's like there's not many people, but is it the 1-to-1 you can't do? Yes, it is. But like at the viewing day, it's fine because there's not many people. But when you go to like the auction, it's mega. It's packed. It's high paced. It's loud. It's fast. It's everything like an anxiety sufferer hates, really, or is the bane of someone who's anxious. Their kind of world. It's the bane of their world. So that's kind of the reason I don't want to go. I want to go because it's exciting and it's cool, but it's like this little thing in my brain that stops me and says, no, you're gonna have a panic attack if you go, or it's not gonna be good for you if you go. It's really odd. It's hard to explain. My auctions are low key compared to what you described. It's Knutsford auction, Marshalls. It's like, from what I remember when I was working there, because I did a few auction days when I was working there. It's like really packed in the morning, but then as with all auctions, it dies off throughout the day. But the thing is, I need to be there in the morning because a lot of my lots are like between number like sort of 50, well number 40 and number 300. So that's like kind of a morning. Are there no smaller auction houses near you? Well, I mean, Marshall's isn't that big, but it's just packed. There's a lot of people there. Is the anxiety better if you go with someone else, perhaps another reseller? I'd probably end up going with my mum, to be honest, like on the Tuesday if we were going, because she could get the shop from Booths, because she normally does the shop at Sainsbury's, you see, in town, on the Tuesday when we go into town. So she would end up getting the shop from Booths or something. And then, you don't have Booths. That's funny. You don't have Booths, do you, Darren? So, yeah. But, shop called Booths, anyway, supermarket in the northwest, only a few of them. It was actually I think it's the only supermarket that was actually not affected by the horse meat scandal, because they got supplies from elsewhere. Yeah, so, not boobs, Booths. But, she'll get the shop, and then I'll be at the auction, and then she might come back to the auction anyway. And it would be better, but I just know, I'd still... And the only reason I would get worked up is because I'm saying I will now. That's the silly thing. If I just said to myself, oh no, it's going to be fine, it's going to be great, it'll be fine, then it will be fine. But it's only because I'm getting worked up already, a week or two in advance, that I know that by the time it comes along, I'll be bad. And it's like, oh, so annoying, so annoying. Not seeing any booths here in Chelmsford. No, it's northwest, but it's nice. It's like, I would say it's not far off the quality of Waitrose. It's nice, going with someone else makes the action much more enjoyable and fills the gap between lots. Did you get sacked in your other job? No, I have a video. It's Thursday Talks episode 44. It explains everything about where I got my anxiety, all that sort of stuff. So if you want to learn more about that, you can go to Thursday Talks episode 44. Just type it in on my channel on the search bar. Thursday Talks episode 44. It should come up, and as you say, that'll tell you everything you need to know about my anxiety and stuff like that. Anyway, right, I'm gonna go. I've got to get these Doctor Who figures sorted. I'll quickly show you these. That was like the little thing that I described. The little lift thing in the Doctor Who episode. Oh no, okay. We've got the TARDIS, the 10th Doctor 01 because it's not got the little thing here. I go with Phoebe often. Met George Wash in my local one too. And then I've got this thing. I don't know what this thing is. It's like a little thin TARDIS thing. I don't know. And then finally... Oh, no, copyright strike. No, get it off. Thank God. That was close. I hope I've not got a copyright strike from that. We've got a little cyber mat as well. That's a games console. Oh, is it a games console? And then we've got a little cyber mat. Cool. Anyway, that's that. So I'll see you very soon. Thank you for joining me for the last over an hour, which was crazy, almost 2 hours. I've got to get on and do some work now. I've got to go down and pack some items. I then got to send them out, and then I will get on with this listing. Thanks, lads. Have a great weekend. Looking forward to the Kitchen Club. Kirsten's Curiosities in there. Bye. Southwest Sellers. Bye. Right, everyone's saying bye, so I will see you very soon. Thanks, guys.